Hi, and welcome to Cenario, your partner in mental wellness. Here on our channel, we share educational, insightful, and science-backed content to help you understand your mental health and take meaningful steps toward a more balanced life. If you're ready to learn, grow, and take control of your wellness journey, let's jump right in.
You can walk down any wellness aisle and just see dozens of these natural supplements, all promising anxiety relief. But what's really going on behind the label? Are these bottles filled with actual, genuine hope? Or is it all just some very clever marketing hype? Well, let's find out.
So if you've ever felt that persistent knot of anxiety in your stomach, you are so far from alone. It's one of the most common feelings in our modern world, and that's exactly why so many people are desperately searching for help. And we're not talking about a small number either. Anxiety affects millions and millions of people all across the globe. It is this massive, shared experience, and it's driving this huge search for relief, pretty much anywhere people can find it.
Okay, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll explore something called the anxiety gap. Why so many people are turning to these supplements in the first place. Then we'll look at the most popular options out there, and after that, we'll dig into the big question. What does the science actually say? We're also going to tackle a really critical safety warning before figuring out how you can make the smartest, most informed choice for yourself.
So this is what we call the anxiety gap. Just think of it as the space between everyone who needs help with anxiety and all the people who actually get a prescription. It's a huge gap, and it's right in there where natural supplements find their audience. And here's the fundamental trade-off, right? On one side, you've got prescription meds. They're FDA-approved, clinically proven, but you need a doctor's visit to get them. On the other side, you've got supplements. You can buy them anywhere, but they are not approved to treat anxiety, and honestly, the evidence is often pretty inconsistent. You're basically trading certainty for accessibility.
And it's exactly because of that gap that the whole natural approach is so appealing. The idea that you can just walk into a store and find potential relief right there on the shelf, no appointment needed, that is a really powerful draw for millions of people. It really just boils down to this. People are looking. There's this growing search for accessible, non-prescription options, especially for mild anxiety. They're actively looking for ways to get relief that don't have to start in a doctor's office.
All right, so what are people actually buying? Let's take a quick tour of some of the most popular supplements that you are absolutely going to see on those wellness aisle shelves.
First up is L-theanine. This is an amino acid that's found in green tea. The big appeal here is that it's thought to increase alpha brainwaves, which are associated with this state of wakeful relaxation. Think of it as feeling calm without feeling drowsy.
Next up is ashwagandha. This is a real cornerstone of ancient Ayurvedic medicine. It's called an adaptogen, which is really just a fancy way of saying it's believed to help your body adapt to and manage stress more effectively, kind of like a thermostat for your body's stress response. And you've probably seen valerian root, usually in the sleep aisle. It's often marketed for both sleep and anxiety because, well, the two are so closely linked. The theory is that by helping you get better rest, it can help ease an anxious mind. And of course, there's chamomile. We all know the calming tea, right? But in supplement form, you're getting a much more concentrated dose of its active compounds, which are believed to have a mild sedative effect. So when we line them all up like this, a really clear pattern starts to emerge. Just look at the language used to describe the evidence. Promising, preliminary, mixed results, modest benefits. The key takeaway here is simple. We are operating in a landscape of potential, not certainty. There are absolutely no slam dunks here.
And that leads us to the most important question of all. What does the science actually have to say about this? It is time we separate the real evidence from all that marketing hype.
Okay, here's the reality of the research. Most of these studies are small, and they're nowhere near as rigorous as the massive, expensive trials that are required for prescription drugs. The results are often inconsistent. Now, that doesn't mean these supplements do nothing, but it's the difference between a hint and a proven fact. They're best viewed as potential aids, not guaranteed solutions.
Now, we need to talk about a really dangerous misconception. A lot of us assume that if something is labeled natural, it must be safe. That is absolutely not true, and failing to understand the risks can have some very serious consequences. We have to remember that natural is a marketing term. It is not a synonym for safe. Think about it. Arsenic is natural. Poison ivy is natural. These substances can have incredibly powerful and sometimes very dangerous effects on the body. Let's make this really concrete. A supplement like 5-HTP is often marketed for improving your mood. Okay, but if you combine that with a prescription antidepressant, you risk something called serotonin syndrome. And this is not a mild side effect. We're talking about a potentially fatal condition. This is exactly why natural requires just as much caution as any other substance. So, let's just quickly summarize the key safety concerns. First, the FDA doesn't regulate these for effectiveness. That also means the product quality can be all over the place, which is why looking for those third-party testing seals is so important. And as we just saw with serotonin syndrome, the risk of interactions with other medications is very, very real. Okay, so we have these potential benefits on one side, and we have some very real risks on the other. So how do we navigate this? What are the practical steps to making a smart, safe choice? It really just boils down to these 3 essential steps. 1, do your homework on the brand's reputation. 2, look for a seal on the bottle that shows it's been tested by an independent third party for quality and purity. And 3, this is the most important step of all, talk to your doctor or pharmacist before you start taking anything new. If you remember just one thing from this entire explainer, please make it these 2 words: informed caution. This isn't about just rejecting natural options out of hand. It's about approaching them with your eyes wide open, armed with knowledge and professional advice. And it is absolutely critical to make this distinction. While supplements might be something to consider for mild symptoms as part of a larger wellness plan, they are not a substitute for professional medical treatment for moderate to severe anxiety. That line is incredibly important to remember. So ultimately, the question isn't really, can this supplement replace my medicine? A much better question to ask is, how can I build a smarter, safer wellness plan for myself? And maybe that plan includes a carefully chosen supplement, but it should always, always be guided by evidence, caution, and a conversation with a professional.
Thank you for watching Cenario. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. For personalized mental wellness supplements, visit Cenario.com. See you in the next one.